One thing I will say, man, that I'm grateful for is throughout my whole time being in prison, not one time that I get tested and get put inside of a cell with a booty bandit. For this video here, I'm going to be talking about living with a booty bandit, what you should do if they try to put you in the cell with a booty bandit, what you should do if a booty bandit tries to take your culo from you, or what you should do if you're even pressed by a bandit. So sit back and enjoy this real spill. Let's do it. La ha ha, I'm the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about living with a booty bandit. If you get put in a cell with a booty bandit, what you should do first quarter. And I'm going to explain to you why I think you should do it first quarter. And why it's in your best interest to do it first quarter. Okay? Now, one thing I will say about prison is I want everybody to know, don't go off of everything that you see on TV. Everything you see in movies. Everything that they want you to believe, don't go off of that, okay? Not saying that it doesn't happen and it isn't possible. It obviously happened for them to even, think of it, but they'll take one scenario and they'll use it and they'll pinpoint it as if that's what prison's like every day. One thing that I want to clear up and make known is there isn't that many bandits in there taking shit, you know what I'm saying, that are taking it. And the reason for that is because there's so many people in there that are giving it away. You feel me? I know it's kind of hard to understand and believe, but that's truth. That's facts. Okay? You land at an institution, there might be 10 bandits, if that. But there's literally going to be 40, maybe 60, people in there that are giving it away. To where a bandit ain't really got to come out of the closet and take shit. You know what I'm saying? That's normally what you'll see in movies. But me, I never once had to go through living in a cell with a bandit. And I'm going to tell you that I'm glad for that. You feel me? And the reason is because I won't tolerate it. Which means if there's bandits walking around in the institution and they're doing whatever they're doing, as long as that shit ain't coming nowhere near me or my circle or interfering with anything I got going on in the dorm, making the dorm hot, anything, I don't give a damn what somebody does. Because the number one thing you're supposed to do inside a prison is mind your business. You get what I'm saying? You go around and try to interfere anytime a bandit's attacking one of his preys that have nothing to do with you, that bandit could come back and try to kill you. I'm just being honest with you. Like, they're willing to die behind that stuff. You feel me? So, to me, it's unnecessary drama. You deserve it if you're actually getting yourself in them situations, But I never personally got put in a cell with one, and I won't tolerate it, okay? Because the fact is, when you're inside a prison, anything you do, even if you don't know or feel like it, knowing people are watching, there are people watching, okay? So when they try to put you in the cell with a bandit and you tolerate that, even if that bandit ain't coming at you like that, even if he's not looking at you sexually or he don't even fuck with you like that, you're still gonna wanna make it to where you're not in the room with that individual because other people are gonna look at you different now. You get what I'm saying? That's just how it is, you feel me? And my God's honest opinion, for all the bandits that I seen in prison, ones that I knew would take some shit, ones that were known for taking some shit, ones that went around and took ones that were like gonna give it up anyways if they liked you. One thing I noticed is people that they were housed in a cell with were either people they were taking it from, people who were cool with what they did, or people that were just happy that they weren't trying to take them. You feel me? But every single one of them people, to me, were off a little bit. Like, they were weird. They weren't normal individuals, you know what I'm saying? They had a little feminist about them, or, they were weirdos. Nobody really messed with them, you feel me? And they kind of like felt like they'd be protected by that bandit if people thought that bandit, owned them. In all reality, that's what it looks like. Whether you're cool with that bandit or not, and you're housed in that damn room with that person, so many people are going to look at you crazy and look at you different, even if they don't say it to your face, due to the fact that you are tolerating living in a room with a bandit. Think about it. He might be taking other dudes in your room when you're not there and fucking them. So you're in a room that is a fucking sex cave. You feel me? Like, no regular person would tolerate that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when it comes to like people getting taken in prison, like I said, it happens. It's happened to people before, and it's gonna happen again in the future to people, you know, but there's more in there that are giving it away. I feel like 85% of the time when someone gets taken, they already entered prison with some sugar in their tank. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself going to prison and you find yourself getting put in a cell with somebody who is a bandit, who messes with the same, you know, gender they are, you know, at the end of the day, your best bet is to get up out that room or make them get up out the room. Because, like I said, even if they don't try to, you know, talk to you sexually or even look at you with a sexual interest, it's going to portray a different image of your character to everybody else in the dorm. You see what I'm saying? And they may not present it to you. They may not tell you to your face how they're looking at you about it. But at the same time, when word goes around on the compound that you're in the room with that person, man, people are going to think you're a victim of a bandit just off of that alone. You see what I'm saying? So it's a tricky situation. You feel me? A lot of people don't want to check in. You know, a lot of people don't want to look soft or look weak, you know, and be the one like not leaving the room. You feel me? And a lot of people also don't have it in them to make that individual leave the room, especially if that individual was in the room before you. You know what I'm saying? You got to really be on your Conan shit, you feel me, to get put into a dorm inside of a quad or a cell block and go in there and then make that person who was already in that room get up out of there. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have that in them to you know, force that amongst somebody. You know, so they'll deal with it. They'll literally just stay in the room with that individual and just be like, oh, as long as he stays in his lane, you know, yada, yada, yada. To me, I feel like that right there is the first step that's wrong, regardless. Even if you're comfortable with yourself and you know you don't get down like that, or even if you know, oh, he never came at me like that, it's just the image that you're going to put out about yourself just by allowing sleeping in the room with that individual. That's why, for instance, if you're in confinement and they try to put a sissy in your room, you know, if you're a gang member, you're not allowed to allow that sissy in your room. There's people, including me, that won't allow one in their room. You feel me? Just due to the fact that I know how it's gonna look to other people. As soon as them lights go out, even if it's one night. Say they put them in your room and then the lights went out and then the next day you put them on the door. Man, people are gonna start spreading that you had a punk in your room, that you slept in a room with a sissy. They don't know what you did that one night when the lights were out. And then now you got a whole character about yourself, fucking rumors and stuff getting put out there and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be, to where they get housed with their own. You know what I'm saying? Or they get put in a fucking cell by their self. You know, and that's how I feel it should be with bandits, you know? But then again, not everybody knows that they're a bandit. You feel me? Not every bandit shows their hand until they get the prey that they just are fully obsessed with, and their obsession overpowers them, and then they take that person. And then that's when people know, bro, took that motherfucker right there. You feel me? So, and it don't matter, like, your color, it don't matter your age, you know, none of that. I remember when I was in an open bay dorm, we had this old dude named Pops. He was like 67 years old. You feel me? He was a cool ass old school, tatted up white dude and everything like that. Everybody was cool with him until one night they caught that man in the open bay shower doing something with another dude. Now everybody was like, damn, bro, even old school, like, old wrinkly man, bro, was a victim, but he had sugar in his tank. You see, nobody knew that at first. At first, he was a cool old school Pops that everybody was cool with. You feel me? But then once that happened, everybody like, skirt, parted ways with him and like, oh yeah, you gotta keep old school from around you, bro. Late night, he be meeting up with what's his name and getting fucked in the shower. See, like, things like that, it's gonna happen. You'll see it. You'll hear about it. You'll notice it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't ever want to put yourself in that type of situation. And I'm gonna be real. If I got put in a cell with a bandit and they weren't gonna let me, you know, he wasn't going nowhere, and they weren't gonna let me go nowhere, like the guards weren't gonna let me change my room or anything like that, I'm gonna have to get a knife, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to wet him up and get him up out the room also. Because now it's like, I can't pull no check-in stunt, you know, because that ain't my character. He ain't willing to go nowhere. The way it's looking, you know, it's either him or me. Obviously, he ain't scared of me, or else he would have went instead of trying to make me go. Next thing you know, I'm going to get a knife or something sharp, and I'm going to make it like, fuck it. I'm going to wet him up. You feel me? I'm going to get put in confinement. Everybody's going to look at it like, damn. One thing we know, though, Frog wet that damn bandit up. Yeah, Frog went to confinement. Maybe the bandit tried to make a move on him or say something to him. Regardless of what it is, it shows I dealt with the situation. You get what I'm saying? These are the type of things you don't want to sweep under the rug, because anybody else who's a bandit is going to observe who's in the room with the other bandits, because they all got that feel, that stench in the air. It's like it's in the air, that like that love. You feel me? That's what it is. Like real shit, that's how they feel. Dog. It's just weird. But they'll see that you're in the cell with that person, and it might be nothing like sexual, nothing at all. You and him might not even talk to each other, you know. Y'all just, he does his thing, you do your thing. Y'all just stay out each other's ways or whatever, you know. But other bandits peep and observe. You know what I'm saying? And then even the sissies who be wanting the bandits to come after them, you know, or the sissies that don't like the bandits, they're gonna spread rumors and word about what bandit would, with the bunkie he has named such and such, and then now your name gets put in the mix and everything. So then now a lot of people are gonna feel like you condone that type of stuff. So if that bandit goes to confinement, or anytime that bandit's not around, you're basically targeted by all the other ones now. Soon as that your bunkie goes to confinement, whether you were cool with him or not, but you've been in a cell with him for 3 months, everybody else that's a bandit that observed that, soon as he goes to confinement, they're all going to be on your trail, because they're going to be like, shit, for him being in the room with him, he must have been getting fucked by him. You see what I'm saying? So then they're going to come at you on some weird shit, trying to see how you are and try to act and play cool. Might even try to make you feel like they're coming and being cool with you because they were friends of the other bandit, when really they're trying to step on that person's toes and trying to secure you. See, like, these are the type of things that you got to understand that will happen if you allow being in the cell with a bandit. You feel me? That's why anytime somebody comes at you, or anytime they put you in an uncomfortable situation, whether the guards throw you in a cell that you feel like you shouldn't be in, or whether they put somebody in your cell that doesn't feel right, or just something's off about someone's character, you got to handle the situation off rip. Like literally off rip. You feel me? That's one of the things that you got to make sure you deal with. There is no not dealing with it and just turning your head. You feel me? Because it's going to look some type of way, okay? I knew one dude, he was wrestling with his bunkie. Check this out. They were play wrestling. Okay, they were play wrestling around. We were all in confinement at the time, and the boys were wrestling. We seen them in there wrestling back and forth. Next thing you know, bruh that I knew sent a kite to my room after he was done wrestling with his bunkie. He sent a kite to my room, but it wasn't for me. It was like, it was for my bunkie, you feel me? And then my bunkie was like, oh, what's his name, sent us a kite. And we were reading and shit. And my dog in that room told us when he was wrestling his bunkie that, you know, it was shower day. Everybody had their boxers on and shit, wrestling and shit in there, fucking play fighting. He said that while he was wrestling his bunkie, bruh got a chub on, which means like he noticed when him and his bunkie were wrestling that his bunkie's meat was starting to get a little hard. You feel me? And he said that when they were playing it, like he like felt it or whatever. You feel like it was on him when they were wrestling. You feel me? And I'm like, he got to whoop, bro, dog. He got to get from out there, dog. He got to do something, dog, because that dude is going to look at it like, you know, he noticed his shit was on chub and y'all wrestling like that. You feel me? Like, it's going to look some type of way. You feel me? And We told him, rode a kite back and was like, man, paint that boy. Let that boy load like that shit ain't nothing. Don't let him think that Chubb secretly got by while you were wrestling. You feel me? You gotta basically deal with the situation, dog. Because you don't, he's gonna feel like you might possibly have some sugar in your tank. You feel me? And I was just sitting back and laughing about the situation because that's what you get for fucking wrestling with a motherfucker anyways. You know what I'm saying? So then he didn't really do nothing about the situation. So later on, guess what happens? His bunkie tried to kiss him. You see? And then a fight broke out. The guards ran in there and all this shit. They gassed both of them and all this stuff. You feel me? So his bunkie had it in him. You feel me? And he didn't know that. He was in the cell with him for a while. But due to him not addressing the situation of the little Chubb being on, it kind of like opened the door to where he felt like, damn, maybe bruh swings like that. I just got to throw the move out there. And then he tried to kiss the dude I knew, bruh. And fucking a fight broke out. And they both got gas and they separated. And I tell you what, I was laughing my ass off because me and my bunkie were laughing about it. I was laughing because if he would have dealt with that shit, like, man, what the fuck, bro? And just started painting him for real, then, like, when he rubbed against that Chubb, then he would have known, like, hey, bro, like, this shit ain't nothing to play with, bro. I'm not, bro, I don't know if you meant to do that, dog, but, nigga, I don't get down like that. But he didn't draw that line. You see what I'm saying? So there's certain things that lines got to be drawn off rip. You know, like when I first got to Charlotte CI, I've told this before, I was sitting there eating my chow tray, like my first day in the fucking chow hall, and there was a dude, he had glasses, chomo glasses, what they call them, and he was sitting there, and I kept seeing him like, go like this, and I'm eating and shit, and I peep him, he don't know I see him, and I see him again, he keeps looking at me. You feel me? So then I get up, I go fill my thing up with water, I peep him like this, he watching, like real friendly, you feel me? Like staring me down. And the next thing you know, when I grabbed my tray to dump it, he got up to dump his tray. So we went there, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out, you feel me? If it comes down to it, I'm already on beat. And when I walked out, he's like, he's like, hey, Lauderdale, where you from in Lauderdale? Because he seen I had an L on my tag, because down here in Broward, they give you either a B for Broward or L for Lauderdale, you feel me? M for Miami or D for Dade, you know, like that. And I looked at that motherfucker and I told him a spot where they taught me not to be friendly. You feel me? And I dumped my tray and he was like, oh, okay, all right. You feel me? But it was like, he was eyeballing a white boy with blue eyes. Paler than a motherfucker because I just got out of the box at my last camp. So I didn't get no sun. So now I'm here, pale as hell, with white boy with blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? He might have thought shit was sweet. Fresh buzz cut from just coming out of the intake when I first came in through processing at this camp. You see? So it was like, they don't know. They'll try to use anything to try to come at you. You feel me? And when I went at him like that, I didn't know if he was, what type of time he was on or nothing. But then later on throughout my bid, I seen he run around with boys. He had like a white boy all the time and everything. You feel me? But it just showed, like, if I didn't say that, or if I would have acted spooked, or if I would have ignored him and kept walking, he would have kept coming. See, that's the thing. You got to shut that shit down and draw the line. Because if you don't, they'll feel like that door's open. Or if you show a sign of weakness by not saying nothing, it ain't like the door's closed because you didn't say nothing. No, you still didn't draw the line. So they'll still be coming after you. They'll, you know, little by little, here and there, they'll pop up on the scene because now they think if they can't get you willingly, you know, now they'll think he's just scared, he's nervous. So then they'll think, okay, let me try to, you know, play up under him, and as long as I'm on scene, he's scared. You know, they'll come after a scared individual just like they'll come after someone who's, you know, that's willing. You see, that's why you gotta, at the same time, no matter what the situation is, you gotta draw that line. You feel me? And the first step is with who they put you in the cell with. For real. Because you're gonna hear about who your cellmate is. You know, like, if you get put in a cell with a bandit, you're gonna know. You're gonna basically, you're not supposed to trust nobody off rip. You feel me? So it's like, when you see who your bunkie is and you get put in a cell with them, you peep their character, you see how they are, how they act, and then, you know, you're going to eventually hear little things about your bunkie, you feel me, from other people. There's going to be people in there that don't want you to be a victim. There's going to be people in there that ain't going to say shit that want you to be a victim. They're going to just like, oh, he got him a new one. Let's sit back over here in the cut and watch. Like people that want to see and hear shit go down like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to be careful when you draw that line. It kind of like, skirt, we know he ain't, we don't know nothing about the new person, but the one thing we do know is he don't get down like that. That's one thing off the list right there. We know he don't get down like that because you shut that shit down first quarter. So I literally feel like if you get put in a cell with a bandit, you got to get him up out of there, dog, if you're not trying to get up out there yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, fuck, I mean, you know the saying, bro. You feel me? How that fuck or fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, that can really happen. You feel me? Me, like I said, I never got put in the cell with the bandit, but everybody I seen that lived in the cell with a bandit, because I've observed bandits before, everybody who lived in the cell with them wasn't there. They were kind of off their self anyways, you know what I'm saying? So that made sense to why they were there. They feel like as long as I'm up under this bandit, even if he ain't sexually into them, as long as I'm in the cell with him, nobody's gonna come at me because they're gonna feel like he's my daddy. You see, that's how it looks when you're in the cell with somebody like that. I've never once throughout my entire bid seen one real like goon, one real savage, one real like certified gang member, like someone that was stepping like wet and shit, living like that, staying in the cell with a bandit. And that's for a reason. They either get put in a cell with someone that they're fucking, or they get put in a cell with somebody that just don't want to be picked on, that they're not really sexually into their self. You see what I'm saying? And you got to be careful because anything can open a door. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I had somebody comment on my gaming channel just yesterday or the day before asking if it's uncool to do gay jokes inside of prison. You feel me? For those that don't know, on my gaming channel, I chop it up about prison and shit too as well. You feel me? KFROG Gaming. But they were asking me that. And I made it known, like, nobody really does that because everybody on the outside's looking in. And it opens doors. So if you're sitting over there and you're joking, throwing these little sexual jokes out there and shit like that every time, playing with people about gay stuff and this and that, somebody somewhere that's observant is going to see that and be like, damn, he's always talking about stuff like that. You feel me? And it's going to make bandits swoop, put their antennas up, and now they're going to feel like, damn, I'm going to come at bro some type of way. You know, and it might be, you might get in an altercation with somebody on the rec yard over basketball, and then a bandit stand up and come in there and start an argument with the same person that was arguing with you. And you don't really know, but the only thing you and that bandit got in common at the moment is y'all are both on the same court arguing with the same person. But really that bandit made it his problem because he's trying to impress you, all because of the jokes you've been throwing out there to different people out loud he heard about. You see? So that's why it isn't cool to really be joking like that. You get what I'm saying? Nobody wants to do stuff like that because you say one little type of joke like that towards somebody and the third party hears it, rumors spread. You see what I'm saying? So like if you were to be joking with your homeboy that's a gang member and throw some gay little joke at him or whatever, and somebody else heard you say that to him and he didn't react the right way, that same gang member will get called by his brothers and go over there and could get a violation, and be checked by his own brothers because words going around, such and such tried you. And said, no, what do you mean that's my dog? He was just joking. Well, yeah, but it's got people telling us now that you might be gay because you're this. And then now it's got you looking some type of way. You're making our gang look like we allow. See, like, so that's why it ain't really in the best interest to be joking like that and throwing them type of jokes out there. You feel me? Because all it's going to do is bring problem, heat, and bandits on your trail. That's all it's really going to do. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. If you grew up and you knew somebody on the streets that always threw little gay jokes out there when y'all joke, you would feel like a part of him probably has a little bit of sugar in his tank due to the fact that he's always joking like that. You know, it's the same thing in prison, but it's 10 times worse. You only got to do it a handful of times, not even. And people are going to feel like the environment we're in, this ain't the type of place to be joking about getting down like that. Because people really get down and people really do be living foul in prison, you see? So that's how it is, you know? You got to make sure you ain't one of them people that are putting a bad image out about yourself, you feel me? And I explained that on my gaming channel when I was playing, you feel me? But that can lead to bandits coming after you, you feel me? And it's like, if you knew a bandit was on your trail and you knew he was coming at you, it's common sense, bro. What's the one thing he wants? If he's a bandit, what's the one thing he wants? Think of it. So it's like, man, hell no. Like, you think you could just turn your shoulder and avoid him? No, he's going to keep coming. You feel me? He's going to keep coming, bro. You know, you're going to have to, you know, or bust him with a lock or something. If you don't shut it down first quarter. You see, once they feel a sign of weakness, that's when they're going to follow your trail. But if you shut that shit down first quarter, then off rip, you know, they don't know you. So they don't know if you might kill them about this situation. Which anybody who isn't getting down, like on that sissy stuff or fucks with bandits, anybody who is like straight as an arrow, like for real, like me, would kill you over that type of stuff. You feel me? Like, if it's them coming at you trying to take your manhood, and it's you to protect your manhood, and you're really not like that, who wouldn't put their life on the line to stop that from happening? Think about it. Right? That's how it is. You feel me? And I know a lot of people always ask me, oh man, what do you do if you come across a bandit and this and that? That's what made me want to make this video, to let you know what it's like living in a cell with a bandit. That's what it's going to be like. You're going to be looked at like you're prey from every other bandit. You're going to look at like from all the other inmates that aren't bandits. You're going to be looked down upon, even if they don't say nothing. You feel me? That's why you got to shut that shit down. And me, I'm glad they never try to put me in that type of situation with one of them, because I could have caught more time. You know, I could have got killed, stabbed, you know, whatever. You feel me? Like, because my mind is a few steps ahead. So I would have felt like if the vibe felt off, like bro was even sideways like that, I would have off ripped wanted to get a knife some type of way first. You feel me? So you got to shut it down first quarter. That's all I can really tell y'all when it comes to living in a cell with a booty bandit. Do not become a victim. There's pre-assigns inside of prison for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because it does happen. You know, certain camps like ACI's, nicknames Gay CI, you go there and they got like the most bandits there is. You feel me? They say that there's really no way to even be at Gay CI without being under a gang, without bandits coming after you. That's how dirty it is over there when it comes to that. You feel me? But for anybody going to prison, that's what I got for you. Draw the line first quarter. Don't get comfortable and stay in a cell with somebody like that. Even if you and him ain't got no beef, you know, you can let him know, look, bro, it ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? I don't stand for the type of shit you be doing. I don't condone the type of stuff you be doing, how you get down in here, you feel me? So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and leave the room, or, you feel me, if you want to pack it up and leave the room, which you know he ain't going to pack it up. You feel me? And then that's it, you know? He'll respect it that you kept it real with him, though. You feel me? And rather than, you know, acting all scary and shit, making him come after you like he's a fucking hyena chasing his food, you know, but you got to just draw that line, bro. Let him know, bro, like, don't play with me, bro. Like, I ain't one of them people, bro, you know, I don't rock like that, you feel me? This and that, so, you feel me, before we get into some shit, because I already done heard about you, you know, I'm going to be the bigger man, you feel me, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if the guards will move my room, you feel me? That's different than checking in. Checking in is where you're like, you got to check in somewhere, you feel me? But guards will intentionally not move your room because you got to be compatible with other people in order to go in the room with them. So then they'll intentionally not remove your room because they don't want you to be comfortable. And then now it's like you're stuck on a dead spot. You're stuck between a rock and two hard places. It's like, okay, I'm stuck here. The guards don't want to remove me from the cell. Bruh said he ain't going nowhere, but I know bruh gets down. He's a bandit. Now what? It's all on you to do something. Now what the fuck could you really do? You got to go get a knife, something you think that can beat him. And then now it's like, boom. Okay, you're in confinement. They come see you for your DR hearing. And when they ask you if you want to put any comments down, you say, if the guards would have removed me from the cell and moved my cell like I asked, I wouldn't have stabbed them. I told the guards the dude's a bandit. I don't want to be in the cell with him. It's not my fucking character to be around someone like this. Can you please move my cell? And they didn't. So I took it into my own hands. That's it. Even though you're still going to get the box time or go to CM or whatever they do with you for the stabbing. But you kept it real, though. I mean, y'all made me stab that man. That man got stabbed because of y'all. I tried to do the right thing and ask y'all, can you please remove me from this cell? And they didn't want to. You see? But anyways, y'all, that's what I got for y'all when it comes to living in a cell with a booty bandit. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family. It's very important. And y'all stay tuned, man, and catch us on the next one, man. Make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, lying-ass motherfucker people on YouTube, booty bandits. Specifically, keep them out your circle, man. Till next time, you already know this, the one and only. I am my team, Frog.